What is going on, beautiful people? My name is BetSam, and this is going to be the UFC Slam of the Week. But before we go ahead and unlock the UFC Slam of the Week for UFC Fight Night Tallison Teixiera versus Derrick Lewis, let's take a little walk down memory lane and show you how we did last week. Gregory Robocop Rodriguez to destroy, to dismantle, to defeat, to disembowel Jack Hermansson. Ilya Taporia, El Matador, inside the distance.
Fuck that, whoa. Fuck that bitch, I changed the plan. Switch my style like I switch hands. Block the witness, take the stand. Fuck out the way, bitch.
That is right, baby. Ilya Taporia, El Matador, does it again. He left the Charles Oliveira fans in just absolute peril. You know, that you couldn't scroll TikTok, you couldn't go through Instagram, you couldn't go through Twitter without seeing unconscious pictures of Charles Oliveira. And the same, result without less public exercise was Jack Hermansson. You know, there was the updates of Jack Hermansson. You know, he's stable now. Jack Hermansson is being allowed to leave the arena. You know, both Ilya Taporia and our other Slam of the Week, Gregory Robocop Rodriguez, went out there. They were the only ones to go out and get round one knockout finishes. Slam of the Week does what it does. Now this week, we're going to do our Slam of the Week a little bit different. Instead of me showing you all of our considerations, I'm going to show you my one special mention. And then we're going to bust into the two-part Slam of the Week, piece by piece. So, less fluff, more straight to the point. Now, the Slam of the Week consideration, the special mention, is going to be Eduardo Moura. Eduardo Moura is taking on 41, almost 42-year-old Lauren Murphy. I literally just got done watching all the tape that I needed to see for this, and Eduardo Moura should go in here, light up Lauren Murphy. If you haven't been following Lauren Murphy as well, you can go and find interviews out there. This is her retirement fight. She is moving on to the second part of her life here. She's got a aquatic center organized. They've got a jiu-jitsu gym. She has moved on to the retirement phase entirely and hasn't even really been training. Obviously stays fit, all the rest of it, lives the lifestyle, but hasn't been training for a fight specifically for a very, very long time. Now is going into a camp for this one. She didn't look flash in her last time out. You know, Father Time is not kind to anyone, and Lauren Murphy didn't exactly have stellar genetics as it was, so Eduardo Moura already should be favored to beat the best version of Lauren Murphy. The version we're going to see here, I think the price is more than fair, so Eduardo Moura is a special mention here, and I do want to say, if you wanted to add her as a third leg to this week's two-part Slam of the Week, I'm not going to be the one to stop you, but I'm also never going to be doing these three-part Slam of the Week. So, without further ado, the first leg of Slam of the Week is going to be That is right, baby. Chris Curtis. Listen, Chris Curtis is coming down to 170 pounds. He's dropping down to welterweight, formerly a middleweight inside of the UFC. He was always a little bit undersized in there, but he competed. He did absolutely excellent. And it's not like he's running between his tail, behind his legs. It's just that he put himself in a spot in the middleweight division, with a couple of losses. He's getting up there in age. He needed to make a fresh start. He's dropping down here in 170. And this is a showcase of him defeating Joaquin Buckley, who is one of my favorite 170-pounders. If you didn't know, certified Joaquin Buckley glazer up in here. But Chris Curtis, when he comes down here, he's still going to have the durability. He's still going to be able to lean on his boxing skills. He's going to be able to come forward, and probably be able to bully these 170-pounders a little bit easier than he was up at 185. So Chris Curtis here, he's taking on Max Payne. I like the matchup a lot. I like the dedication to his career, showcasing, to cut down those extra 15 pounds, because it's no joke making a weight class shift like that. So Chris Curtis here, I like the price. He's going to be leg one of Slam of the Week. Now, for leg two of Slam of the Week, we're going to go with
I've been thugging since the motherfucking 10-speed. Red bone on my handlebars, I like my bitches mixed breed. Feel a Philly Titan with a 20-second stress weed. Educated at the stove, I'm working recipes. say I'm robbing just for recreation. Revive my enemy with gun to mouth resuscitation.
That is right, baby. Gabriel Bonfim. Listen, the guy's 17-1. He's got, 13 submission finishes? Maybe it's 12. But this guy's got guillotines. He's got Von Flue chokes, rear naked chokes in abundance. If he gets your neck, he's taking it home with him along with his finish bonus. Taking on Wonderboy Thompson. I don't love the matchup for Wonderboy Thompson. 15 years older. I think he's 42 years old now. Gabriel Bonfim, 27. It just seems like he's being fed to the wolves here. And this is not a matchup that is kind to him. I don't see a particularly clean path to victory because Gabriel Bonfim, while some people are going to talk about, he struggles at distance, his boxing is good. The only time we saw him get exposed was when Nicolas Dalby was just on the pressure. And even in that matchup, Nicolas Dalby's ability to get back up and not accept position is definitely better than what we've seen out of Wonderboy Thompson throughout his career. So I'm going to take Gabriel Bonfim here. He can win this fight in any multitude of ways. So the parlay is going to be Chris Curtis plus Bonfim to make it 3 Slam of the Week events in a row. And if you guys want to unlock my picks, my round line leans, my tools, and more, sign up to wewantpicks.com/BetSam. As always, the link is in the description of this video. Code BetSam for 10% off. This will unlock Angelo's safety parlay. You got Jacob's Lock of the Week on there. You got Jacob's bets, Adam's articles, and more. There's AI tools. Guys, for only $10 a month, you literally cannot go wrong. Sign up today or regret it tomorrow. I'll see you all in the Premium Lounge. Thank you for watching.